doing this tonight than recording the Reddit League show because that takes an hour. It's just like, oh.
Yeah.
So, okay. So, where's my OBS? There we go. I will, as you yawn,
Get it out of the system.
I will start recording and I will count us in. So 3, 2, 1. Well, hello, everyone. Welcome to week 3 of the Formula G season here. We are headed to South Korea today, a very interesting town that's going to give our racers quite the challenge. Isn't that right, Calamity?
Yeah, very interesting town, that South Korea one.
Country. Well, the sprint race will be an interesting town, but the feature race here,
yep,
country.
For sure. I think we've talked at length about what special challenges South Korea poses for the competitors, from the map to the road layout to anything else, really. Quite a lot of things. And yeah, we'll see a bunch of them during our 5 competitors' plays.
Okay. Our 5 competitors we have for you in order. We have M the Baseman, me, Zotomo, in round 2, and Wickham, Calamity, and Carp rounding out our lineup today. So without much more ado, let us get right into this one and see M the Baseman in round 1. Well, at least a very nice starting position. That Hyundai dealership might be a good point of interest for him.
If it's on the map.
If it's on the map, that's a good point. Now you got stuck. There we go. There's a green sign he's trying to read, but it's proving a little bit troublesome.
It would be nice if he could read it, but it doesn't look like he'll be able to.
Doesn't look like he will. Pretty decent intersection. There we go. That's a much better sign.
Jeongwan.
Industrial complex. There we go.
And more signs
all in Korean. Yeah. I know IC is still interchange. There we go.
Almost.
Almost. Yeah, Korea has lots of towns that are very similarly named, at least to us. Maybe to Koreans not, but to me, definitely. And I'm always worried about the transliteration too. Like, is it a J or a G? And is that just Google making a mistake, or is that, But it's usually accurate, but it's unfounded fears. But
it's usually accurate, but the 1 or 2 times where it's not make you question all the other times where it's right.
There we go.
There
we go. Finally, we've got a area code as well as a road number 14. That's something to look for, as well as a few more city names.
Yeah, Ulsan being the important one, obviously.
Yeah, they're to the south. And there we go.
Yangsan on the other side, so he knows he's somewhere in between those two.
North, yeah.
And there's Jeongwan, if he actually looks a bit further to his east.
You'll find it eventually, yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
There we go. Now, those point of interest come into play here. You can manage to find that. If you're curious about his video being a little bit interesting, we'll put it that way, he is watching himself play and recording commentary after the fact, so it doesn't mess up his actual game. So we actually have a video of a video going on here. So, but not too bad. We're able to follow along.
Yeah,
just fine.
Considering that the quality isn't that awful.
Yeah, it's quite surprising, actually. There we go. There's the road. And there is the Blue Hands Hyundai dealership.
Yeah. He seems to remember that he found that, or that he saw it at one point, but maybe he doesn't quite remember that he started directly in front of it. But now he definitely knows.
There you go. It's got that. Still got 2 minutes left in the round, but he's pretty much got the location down pat. Just a little bit confirming some side roads. What is that road name? Well, there is a road there, if you can call it that. It doesn't really look like one. It looks more like a footpath, but apparently it's got a name.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that can make you hate playing South Korea and GeoGuessr, but at least they've got street signs.
Yeah, there we go. 5K for M the Baseman there. Very nicely done. You can see quite a few other people got it as well. Yeah, not the trickiest of rounds, Calamity, given the nature of South Korea. Plenty of signs not too far away and a nice point of interest.
Yep. And yet you were still 17 kilometers away.
Well, you do have to find the town to begin with.
Yeah, of
but
course.
yeah, so how did everybody else do on this one?
Yeah, you 17 kilometers away, so 1,200 points lost. Carp losing 1,700 points by being 27 kilometers away, and Wickholm struggling a bit, 216 kilometers away, and therefore further away than the points he got.
Interesting. Yeah, I think I found the same kind of thing. I was in between those two towns, and I just did not find that the little town we were actually in for that one. So, well, let's jump to me then, see if I can do any better in this second round. Here, I actually push the play button, not just click on something. Got to click on the right thing. There we go. And a bit of a more rural location this time. No town or point of interest to help us out here. But the scenery is quite nice.
It is, yeah.
Not in standard Korea, at least in my opinion, but
doesn't look like it's winter. Sign.
Yeah, definitely not winter at least. There we go. 1132, 1136, and a few town names. And there was a brown, that might be, I don't know what a brown, it's like a national park or something. That's what it is in America. I think that's what it might be. Yeah. So I don't know what I'm doing. I can't remember what I'm saying. All I know is like, well, put us in the country. We're in Korea, Calamity.
Yeah.
I know that.
maybe you've got like a faulty aimbot where you're trying to just hover your mouse over it, and if you hit the right spot, you get like an auditory signgle. But you didn't hit the right spot, apparently.
I've got auto aim on my mouse. As long as I get close, it snaps to it.
Yep.
There we go. 36 again. So lots of road signs. At least are right here around the start.
All of them pretty much telling you the same thing.
Yeah, which is kind of interesting. All these towns are near you. Like, yeah.
It could just be not necessarily parks, but just natural attractions or something like that.
Yeah, some kind of tourist information for sure. If it's not exactly. Trying to make sure I go down all these little side roads to see what might be around every corner, but it doesn't really help out too much. It's all quite similar. I think I've looked at like how many different signs now, and they're all the exact same thing.
Yep.
Yeah. No new numbers, no new names.
I
keep checking every single one of them. Round. Yeah, it was like, oh, same thing again. Yep. Okay. So I'm like, well, maybe one of these towns are big enough. It's being pointed to every direction.
Spoiler, they aren't.
No, they aren't. But I haven't figured that out yet.
Yep. One good hint would probably be, I mean, this is not something I've double checked now, but I would assume that 4-digit yellow roads are probably going to be exclusive to Jeju.
I'm not sure. They're small, that's for sure. I don't know if the 4 digits make it Jeju in and of itself, but it might be the case. While we watch me flounder here, you have a chance to look it up as we speak.
Yeah.
Here, just trying to see what might be visible. This is where you really want those road numbers to pop up a lot further out than you have. But okay, now stop wasting time and head down one of these roads and see if you can't find something worth looking at. And here's something that might be good. No, not really. I think it had the same. Oh, there's a phone number. That'll be nice.
If you know South Korean phone numbers.
Yeah, I didn't memorize the phone codes. I did memorize the sort of pattern in the sense that it starts near Seoul and kind of works its way out. So the South and Jeju are the 6s, so to speak, roughly. And so since I was having no luck on the mainland, I was like, wait, maybe it's going to be on Jeju.
Maybe.
And there it is. There's the city names. I don't know if I've even realized it yet, but got a minute left. See if I can't work out some signs again in the other direction.
Not really the kind of location you want to pinpoint with less than a minute.
Yeah, this is not going to be helpful. Here we go. Back to the sign. The closest sign we've got, and that's what I'm going to try to use here.
Mm.
There's the 1136. There's the 1132. See, this is what I was surprised that there is an intersection there. I just missed it the first time.
That was the 1112, by the way, not the 32.
Oh, okay.
There is no intersection between the 1132 and the 1136 on this side of Jeju.
4 seconds. I just have my pin down somewhere
Mm.
in the middle of nowhere. And oh, what do you know? That was very lucky. I had no idea we were over there. I just assumed that, well, I found the 1136 luckily in a place very close to the actual pin. So that's about all I had to go off of. A bit of luck, but hey, sometimes you need that to help you for there. There's the 1132 up there. That of course does not intersect with it.
Yep, they kind of run
the
parallel to each other on the sort of north and western side of Jeju, and then only intersect in the west.
Okay. Well, I got a bit of luck there. How did everybody else do in that one, Calamity?
Yeah, I went to the wrong side of Jeju and got no points. Not no points, but enough points that you're automatically outside of the top 10 range anyway.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, Carp and M the Basement both reasonably close. Similarly to you, Carp about 1.4 kilometers away, M the Basement only 400 meters away. They're both dropping a couple points, but not too many. And Emwicom couldn't figure out that we were on Jeju. So him going on the mainland probably ends his chances of picking up any points here with 257 points after 2 rounds.
Yeah,
so he'll have an enjoyable end to the game with no pressure.
Yeah, very nice. Yeah, it's really tough in countries like Korea where the map can be funky and you may not be able to read all the signs.
Yeah.
Practice really helps, just having some kind of clue. I actually looked at Korean maps of Korea, not like maps on Google. So I found out how to type maps of Korea in Korean and then look them up, because they have very good maps of how their roads work and all the areas and stuff like this, because it's designed for them to help drive around. But they're very tight about it. Obviously, they're still technically at war, so that kind of stuff can definitely help you. So it's a bit unfortunate for Emwick.
Yeah, it's also relatively easy to just completely forget about Jeju existing if you zoom in just on mainland South Korea, and you never realize.
Yeah, that's true as well. I've played Japan enough to know don't forget about the islands.
Yep.
Because they can really screw you over. Okay, well, let's see. Emwick now in round 3. He has the pressure off of himself, and we'll be looking to just have some fun and enjoy the game for its own sake. And luckily, we're in a city, so he's going to have plenty of information, hopefully, if his internet loads. There we go.
Yeah, being in a city can be either lucky or unlucky, depending on which country you're in. In South Korea, most of the time, lucky to at least help you figure out which city you're in. That's usually not the problem. But pinpointing in South Korean cities can be quite difficult.
There we go. He thinks that's a name, but that's not.
I think
so
it's just
the 50 and the 110.
Yeah, I think he's just zooming in on the main highways to see which numbers they are.
There we go.
Yeah.
It is nice that they're colored in like a darker gold, right? So you know that the almost American looking highway symbol is going to be those darker lines. So that is nice. But he'll have to check the whole of the country.
Yeah.
And unfortunately for him, he started just at the wrong side of it.
Yeah, I think in this case it would probably be better to either check for the cities themselves that you can find on the map, because if you think about it, if you've got a main highway pointing you towards a different city, then it's quite likely that that city is reasonably big at least.
Mm,
So you should be able to find that on the map. And if you're not going for that, then probably a good idea to just look for a different sign that helps you out
mhm,
more. You can always keep
yeah.
those at the back of your head, the numbers, but something that helps you narrow it down a bit before you start looking all over the country would be quite helpful.
Mhm. He's found the 40. He's getting there, over closer.
Mm,
Still nothing yet. But another thing is it does say, oh, that was the 100, I believe he
yeah,
saw.
you can see Ansan there to the northwest of where he's looking
Mhm.
currently.
There's the 50. So now he's got a road marker to work with. There we go.
Mm,
Another small clue, it does say district office, which means it's a city big enough to have subdivisions in it, which is something very common to Japan and Korea. So, as well as other large cities like New York or Los Angeles or whatnot.
mm,
So, it's not only a city, it's going to be quite a large city you're in. Um, so, he's going to follow this until he can find it.
yeah.
So slow and steady wins the race as long as you still finish on time. But there we go. There is the 110.
Mm. So at least
So
now he knows he's not too far off.
yeah, it's in the neighborhood, and we are in Incheon.
Mm. Relatively close. There you can see to the southeast both Ansan and Anyang.
That would match the sign indeed. Now he's got to figure out exactly where he might be. We have Songdo to the south, roughly as well, maybe the southwest.
Mm.
He's checking to see if these roads intersect anywhere else.
Yeah, could definitely be.
Yeah, and unfortunately, like this is what M. Wickham is doing here is not a bad technique to play GeoGuessr. Unfortunately, it doesn't really work in South Korea because the numbers are just horrible.
Yep.
So trying to follow roads and things is just, I mean, it's doable, but unfortunately, we've got a 5 minute timer. So,
Mm.
the clock is ticking literally for this.
Yes.
So, but a good move here, getting off on a new highway. See if you can't get some information on the intersection from a different perspective.
Yeah, and if you get
But just
lucky,
under a minute to go.
maybe you find some distances.
Mhm.
Moonhawk
Oh,
Stadium. That could be a
Stadium.
PY to find.
Yeah, but he's still looking way far out. So a little bit tricky time.
It's
So I
probably
mean, what he's on the right road, but he keeps checking intersections that are not on it. There we go. Incheon Airport, Incheon Port exit number. That should be good enough. If he remembers to look at the road he's actually on.
yeah, he's looking for the 77, I think.
Yeah, yeah. But I think that intersection, that exit number is a lot better
Yeah, for sure. The
to
exit
go off of.
numbers
Yeah.
is the better idea.
Because you know you're exactly right there. And time will expire, and you too cannot have to wait for ads if you pay €2 a month
Hmm.
for GeoGuessr.
Yeah, I
And
just
4,610 points for him. Pretty close, just one or two intersections off. Again, checking that intersection number would have been a little bit helpful
yeah. The
for that one. But
unfortunate part is I did just check it, and there is no exit number on the main
oh,
highway.
well, sorry about that. Can't blame him then. So, yeah, again, just trying to find road numbers in Korea without a general idea of where they might be to begin with is really going to be tough because
Yeah.
they just don't show up. So, a very well demonstrated technique, unfortunately, the wrong country in this case, but still 4,600, not bad at all. I think an average player would be very happy with that score
Mm.
in Korea. So, for that. Okay. Well, how did everybody else fare in this round?
221 points dropped by you, 7 by me, 3 by Carp, and 2 by Basement.
Oh, So again, everybody pretty much in the same general area, finding those roads and that Incheon sign, but not getting quite the intersection or the actual spawn point.
Yeah,
So
it's
not
right
bad.
spawn point, just a bit off the road in a bit of a weird location. Not the easiest to pinpoint for sure.
Yep. Very nice for this one. Okay, we'll jump to round number 4 with you, Calamity, then, and see how we can do on this one. And well, at least at the start, 2 nice signs that we can see from the spawn point.
Yep, towards Gwangju. That's one of the
13.
bigger cities in South Korea, so that helps for sure.
Yeah. And now that we know we're somewhere close to there, zooming in, looking for those road numbers is probably worth the time.
Yeah, there's a lot of roads around Gwangju. It's definitely worth having a quick look, but if you can't find it after, I'd say maybe 30, 40 seconds, might be worth it as well, just to quickly check if you can find a sign pointing the other direction that maybe tells you, okay, you should look in this region of Gwangju, so that you at least know, I should be looking, towards the southwest, as in this case, or towards the southeast. And there is the 13.
And there it is. Okay. Very nice. Short road, actually. Good segment. So you don't have to search the whole line of it for what you've got. Now the intersection.
Yep.
So here we go. That is the road. Your pin's actually in the right spot.
Yep.
At least where you are right now. We've got to work our way back to the spawn point exactly. Sorry, no image.
Yeah, brilliant. It wasn't actually
like
in the right. Wasn't actually in the right spot. It was just a road that looked very, very similar in name. Yeah.
Okay, there we go. So now Korean roads are named very well. Let's give them credit where credit is due. They're not easy to find on the map all the time, but they have their like kind of neighborhood number system. So if you find one road, oh, there we go. That is the ace for you there as you find it out. Anyway, you find the one road with that name in the right area, and you can kind of work out the numbers to actually pinpoint yourself. So it's very helpful for there.
Yeah.
But yeah, not too far from the intersection. Nice big roads all around to help you pinpoint that one, Calamity.
Definitely, I'd say even the easiest round of the 5.
Yeah, I think I was did I get an ace or was I just up the road from it? I don't remember.
Did you get an ace?
Yeah. Well, hey, I can get aces on a rare occasion. Yeah. I can't remember, but like I knew I found the road and I wasn't sure if I pinpointed the actual intersection or not. It's been a while too.
You were 2 points off.
2 points off.
Yep. Aces for Carpent Basement as well, and 4,613 points, 3 points more than last round for Emwick-Holm.
Very nice. Okay, well, we got moved to our final round here, round number 5 with Carp. And we'll see how he can do. And now this is, there's actually an English sign on that house. That's pretty interesting. I don't think I saw that. I think I might have just skipped right over it.
I saw it, but I couldn't read it.
Okay, well, he's able to at least. This is more of the Korea you fear as a spawn point, right? It's a dirt road. Is there going to be a road sign or a decent road? Oh, what? Never mind. There they go. There's a very nice road not too far away. So take that back. But at least the spawn point made it look like it was going to be horrible, Calamity.
Yeah, definitely. I still wouldn't call it a very nice road. It's decent. It has the potential for some signs, as he's trying to somehow get onto that bigger road up there. But
I think I tried the same thing, but didn't work.
I think I did too. It can work, but especially in South Korea, there we go.
He did it.
Just need to persevere.
Well, props to him. Yeah, I gave up.
Yep.
So I didn't get. There we go. 23 to Gimje.
And Iksan.
Yon Jong something. He moved before I could finish reading it.
Now you get another chance.
There we go. Well, he has his map over it. I think it's Do,
It's
but
Yeongjong-do, yeah. Dong, I think it is.
so you can look for those if you can find them on the map somewhere. And there's Gumi. That's not quite it, but I think it did catch a lot of people's eye for a second. And
He can see it. Now he can't see it anymore. He's zoomed too far in.
he seems to. It's close.
Yeah, they're visible right there to his northwest, sorry.
Yeah, hasn't quite spotted it yet. Oh, he went right over it. Oh, there we go. There. Oh, is he gonna? His mouse is literally on top of it. Okay. There we go. And now zooming in, there's the road. There's the town. Bada bing, bada boom. Okay, go back to the start and start looking for that intersection again. With just under 2.5 minutes left to go. So half of his time still remaining to figure this one out. And there's actually the neighborhood name.
Yep, at least the one
there
that is mentioned on the sign.
Mm-hmm. I believe it was on the side of the house too, was the same. Started with a Y at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that'll be helpful to pinpoint. Well, as he works on pinpointing this one, Calamity, for Korea, we could have definitely had a lot worse. So I think we're all happy about that.
I've seen worse Korea seeds before.
Yeah, some of my practice games among them. So, but I really think that if you put a lot of effort into learning Korea, it probably has one of the best payoffs. If you can learn the road system and if you can learn some of the major cities, then you're like, okay, it's a 23. I know the 20s are in this general area. And then you're zoomed in far enough where the map becomes like every other map.
That assumes that the roads are well ordered, which they aren't.
The smaller roads aren't really that great, but the bigger ones are at least. So
you've got a bit of order in, like, I think it's the 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9, which are sort of go from west to east. But everything beyond that is just a mess.
Yeah, problem with rapid development is road numbers aren't always treated with kindness in some ways. But he looks sort of happy with that. Not quite sure if he wants to click the button. He is working with his teammate on things, so maybe waiting for him to guess. And there is an ace for him in that final round. So we can see his final score, 23-2-3-6 for him there. Not a bad round, despite the starting location giving us a bit of a fright, Calamity.
Yep. He got, I mean, I don't want to say lucky. He spent the time actually going for it and got onto that highway, which made it a whole lot easier for him. And yeah, then it wasn't too difficult anymore to pinpoint the right location.
Very nice. Well, how did everybody else do on that round and finish up, Calamity?
No one particularly well. I mean, you got pretty close, just 1.5 kilometers off, losing just 112 points. And yeah, I was 15 kilometers off, losing 1,000 points, and M. Wickham and M. the Baseman both losing over 1,000 points, 1,300 for Baseman and 2,000 for M. Wickham.
Yeah, I think on that last one, I found the road and the city names, but then finding the actual little district, I just missed it. And just general area, that's as close as I got for that. Very nice. Well, if you want to find out how these drivers and everybody did in this round and how the rankings are shaping up after 3 weeks, check out our Formula G show that's already up on the YouTube. And you can see all the rankings and the points in both the driver and team championship races after this week. And we'll see you all over there. Take care.
Bye.